Which provinces are most business-friendly to US companies? US companies often ask which Canadian province is best or most business-friendly, as if there were a clear league table where one jurisdiction wins on every metric. In reality, each province brings a mix of tax rules, regulatory approaches, labor markets, and practical considerations such as proximity to customers and logistics routes. Business-friendly for a software startup can look completely different from business-friendly for a manufacturer or a logistics operator. The useful way to think about this is not which province is number one, but which province's combination of costs, rules, and practical factors fits my specific model. From there, you can narrow down a few favorites instead of chasing a single winner. Looking beyond just tax rates. It is tempting to focus entirely on corporate tax rates and sales tax regimes. Lower tax can help, but it is only part of the picture. You also care about how long registrations take, how efficient regulatory bodies are, whether you can find the right talent, and how comfortable banks and landlords are with foreign-owned companies. For example, a province with slightly higher tax but simple registration processes, good access to professional advisors, and a deep labor pool can end up feeling far more business-friendly in day-to-day operations than a theoretically cheaper jurisdiction where every approval takes months and experienced help is thin on the ground. Where foreign-owned corporations are common. From a US company's perspective, one practical sign of business friendliness is how accustomed a province is to foreign-owned corporations. Larger provinces and those with major cities that host international headquarters and cross-border logistics hubs tend to have banks, lawyers, accountants, and regulators who are used to onboarding US owners. That familiarity does not eliminate due diligence, but it smooths it. When everyone from the corporate registry staff to commercial leasing agents has seen your structure hundreds of times before, basic steps like opening accounts, signing leases, and getting modest credit facilities are simply easier. Logistics, time zones, and customer proximity. Another factor is physical and time zone proximity to your main customer base. If most of your Canadian customers are clustered in a particular region, operating in that region or in a neighboring province with good transport links can be more friendly in practice than chasing small tax differences elsewhere. Time zone alignment can matter for customer support, remote management, and meetings. Being 1 or 2 hours off your US headquarters is easier than managing a 4-hour gap every day, especially for teams that rely on real-time collaboration. Labor markets and talent pools. Provinces with strong universities, established industry clusters, and diverse labor markets can feel more welcoming simply because it is easier to hire the people you need. If you are building a team of engineers, sales staff, or specialized technicians, the availability of talent matters more than a small difference in corporate tax. For certain sectors, being in a region where your industry peers already operate also helps with recruiting and networking. Regulatory culture and predictability. Business-friendly does not mean zero regulation. It means clear rules, predictable processes, and regulators who communicate expectations. When you can reasonably estimate how long an approval will take and what documents are expected, you can plan. When rules are vague, guidance is sparse, or decision times vary wildly, expansion becomes stressful. US companies often appreciate provinces where standard processes are handled through efficient online systems and where routine corporate and tax filings do not require constant intervention from regulators. The fewer surprises you have, the more friendly the jurisdiction feels. Sector matching, putting the right business in the right province. Different provinces lean into different strengths. Some are strong in resources and manufacturing, some in finance and technology, others in logistics and distribution. A province that is ideal for a warehouse near major highways and ports may not be the best place to recruit niche software developers and vice versa. So a smart way to choose is to ask where your Canadian customers are, where your suppliers and partners are, what infrastructure you need, and then see which provinces line up best on those fronts. In many cases, a US company will incorporate federally or in one central province and then use extra provincial registrations to reach other markets as it grows. The role of local advisors. Whatever province you favor, having advisors on the ground who understand both Canadian rules and cross-border expectations is a huge part of how business-friendly it will feel. A province can look attractive on paper, but if you struggle to find auditors, tax advisors, or lawyers with cross-border experience, small issues will turn into bigger ones. When you meet potential advisors, ask how often they work with US owners and how comfortable they are coordinating Canadian filings with US reporting. That will tell you more about how smoothly your expansion will run than any promotional slogan. Final thoughts. No single Canadian province wins the most business-friendly title for every US company. What you really want is a province whose taxes, regulatory culture, labor market, logistics, and advisor ecosystem fit your specific business model. For a light, remote presence selling digital services, you might prioritize simple registration, professional support, and sales tax clarity. For a physical operation with staff and inventory, you might care more about transportation links, hiring, and predictable local rules. If you want a more structured way to choose where to base your Canadian entity and how to layer extra provincial registrations on top of that, you can explore comparative planning guides at www.theaccountingandtax.com. If you require assistance with Canadian tax matters, our team is ready to provide reliable professional support. Please contact us at 416-283-8774 or visit theaccountingandtax.com for more information. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.